we gonna see what's going on with this one. We got this lady coming in with a craziness. It's about her her story.
Hi everyone.
Dealing with someone taking advantage of her.
I've been long. I can't even talk. I've been gone for a while. If you guys haven't noticed, I did end up deleting all of my videos on my channel. The reason why I did that is because someone in my family actually found my YouTube channel, which I was surprised about because I only have like 300 subscribers. And anyways, that kind of freaked me out because I was ready to talk about what happened to me, but I wasn't ready for my whole family to know. The only people that know are my parents, my brothers, you know. So I just decided to delete it, but then I was thinking about it for a while. The reason why I decided to even speak up about it is because I want to help other, people that have been through the same thing as me or are going through the same thing as me or just want to talk, about things. And I was getting a lot of feedback from you guys that were DMing me from my Instagram and either asking questions or just wanting to talk about things and being really supportive. So that's the reason why I'm deciding to put it back up. As you can see, I don't have purple hair anymore and the quality of this video is probably going to be a lot better because I'm using a camera other than my phone. And I think I was in my car and now I'm in a room, so yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be talking about it again.
Dang, imagine being like such a beautiful like girl and just about to talk about something so gruesome. Like it is crazy. Like I'm like you can't blame somebody for how they try to find strength and move past it. But to me, like wow, this is what we're gonna talk about, and you're able to smile.
I haven't even started and I'm already tearing up. So, anyway, um, okay, I was not expecting to be this emotional this fast. I might
Well,
have to
girl, you
cut that
better
out.
talk about something serious. Why is her name Ash Cash?
Okay, so, um, how it all started was he actually began molesting me before he did it. So it started small, like he would come behind me and he would rub his private parts against mine. And it just started getting worse as the time went by. And if you guys wanted me to talk about that, I can make a whole separate video about that because that was just crazy. So when it first happened, I kind of just ignored it. And then when it started happening again, I just thought that's how he acted because my family, like my mom, she cares about us, but she's not the loving type. Like she's not someone that used to hug us, told us like she loved us and stuff like that. And neither did my dad. He was more loving, like he would play with us or buy us things and I don't know, try to be a dad figure, something like that. And but her, I'm just gonna say her dad was more like he would tickle them, like pick them up, hug them all the time. So like when he was doing things like that, I thought that's just the type of person he was, and I just wasn't used to it because that's not how my parents act.
Okay, we didn't get the context of it, but I'm assuming this is a friend's father.
But then as it started getting worse, I realized, okay, like this is making me really uncomfortable. This is not how things should be. So I stopped going to their house for a while, and they would sleep over my house because it was my best friend and her younger sister.
Okay.
And then her mom was like, "Oh, you sleep over. They've been sleeping over your house all the time. Why don't you just come to our house now?" And it got to the point where I would say I have homework or I have a project that they asked, or they would ask my father, and he would say yeah because they were my best friends, you know. So there was this one time where I went, and I don't remember the day before, but I remember the next day, which is what happened to me. And I remember waking up, and her family had actually gone out. I don't remember where they were going, but I know they were going to be out all morning and afternoon. And the only people were at the house was my best friend, her older sister, and I. And I was pretty relieved. I was like, finally, I don't have to, you know, be scared, watch my back. I can go get a snack and not have to turn around real fast to see if he's there. I was just so happy, relieved that he wasn't there. And anyways, I had gotten dressed for the day. I was all ready. I wanted to get it over with in the morning. That way, you know, I don't have to be walking around the house like going back and forth to the bathroom all day. So anyways, we were watching a movie in her mom's room because she had a bigger TV, and we were watching the movie. Then we both hear a knock on the door. She goes to get the door, and it's her dad, and my heart drops in my ass because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, you were supposed to be out with, you know, your wife, your kids, whatever, and now you're here. So right off the bat, I just had a really bad feeling and just like a sick feeling in my stomach. And he ended up going in the room with us, and I had told my best friend, I'm like, we should just go back to your room. Like, he could just be here. It's fine. And she's like, no, it's fine. Like, we're gonna finish the movie. And then of course he says, it's fine. You guys can stay there. So anyways, she points out that like he has a gray hair. So he was like, oh, take them out. He's like, for every white hair that you take out, then I'll give you some money. And my friend was like, yeah, so we can go to the corner store and buy some snacks or whatever. I was like maybe 12 at the time. And so we started doing that. And I forgot how much money we got or how much money was our goal, but we were getting near. And then she was like, oh, you can. Oh, I just said my name. Anyways, blank, you can. I don't want you guys to know my name. She was like, you can finish the rest while I go shower and get dressed because I was already dressed. And I didn't want to be there alone. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'll just wait for you. Or let's just finish up. Like, it's not that far of a walk. Just trying to make any excuse to not be there alone with him. And anyways, after just back and forth, I was like, whatever, I'll just do this, get this over with, and go to her room. So that happened, and I had finished, and I was just sitting there awkwardly because I was sitting on the bed, and he had gotten up and looked out the window, and it didn't take me it took me years to realize what he was actually doing when he got up and looked out the window. What he was doing, was he was looking out the window to see if anybody came home. But what he told me was, hey, did you look at the swing set? Well, it was just one swing that I made for my friends. And I was like, yeah, I saw it, blah, 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 blah. And then when he turns back, he like crouched down to where I was sitting, and like he just like smelled me, and he was like, oh. He was like, he said, oh, you smell really good. And then he began to like kiss my neck, and he had molested me for a really long time, but that was the first time that he ever like put his lips on my body. So when he did that, like he started, it wasn't like one kiss. He literally just like was rubbing his lips all against me, and I pushed him. Again, I was sitting down and I like pushed him because he was crouched over me, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And I think the reason why he raped me that day was because out of like, I don't know, it must have been like a year that he was molesting me. Out of the whole time, this was the first time that I said something, and the first time that I put my hands on him and telling him to basically stop. And I think, he did it because in his mind he was probably like, she's gonna say something, so might as well do it, because if I get in trouble, at least I got something out of it. I don't know, like he's fucking sick in the head. I don't know what he was thinking, but that's when everything happened, and it happened so fast, but it did not feel fast. Like it felt like forever. And after it happened, well, when it happened, I kind of froze and I didn't know what to do, and my mind wasn't processing enough. And the best way to explain what happened to me was, it's kind of like when you're watching a scary movie and the killer is behind the character or the actor, and they're just standing there and you're screaming like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would have been out, or I would have tried to grab something and hit the guy or done something. But until you're in that situation, you don't know how you're gonna react. You don't know how your body's gonna react. So
Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all. That's why it's always so interesting that, in general, in this world we live at a time where a ton of people love to say, "Man, if that was me, I would have wah 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 wah." Like, a lot of y'all don't know what y'all do until you do more in life to have a better idea. Even then, like for an example, Cam Newton jumped on a tons of fumbles. He jumped into all kinds of things that were back breaking, but for some reason he didn't jump on that fumble. For some reason that fumble made him freeze. If he actually froze, you know what I'm saying? I'd be thinking that was just part of a scam and he was in on it, but if it wasn't, he froze. He had been in that situation plenty of times. So
by the time that I was able to react, like he was
freezing
already
just
done.
happens sometimes to
And
people.
I just like, after it happened, I just try to pick myself up, and I went to my friend's room, and I had just told her like I have really bad cramps, and I just want to go home. Like I didn't feel good, and I ended up going home. And yeah, I didn't tell anyone. The reason why I didn't tell anybody for years until I was like almost a freshman, and I was only in like sixth grade when this happened. So I didn't tell anybody because growing up, my parents didn't have a lot of money. Like my dad was the only one that was working, and for as long as I could remember, we were always living with people or family because my dad couldn't afford to rent an apartment. And for the first time ever, we actually had an apartment. We had a place, it wasn't our house, but it was our apartment. We didn't have to share it with anybody else. And things were only getting better from there, and I didn't want to ruin that. And, I have siblings that I have to think about too. So in my head, I was like, if I tell my parents or if I tell my dad, he's just gonna react. He's gonna like go there, try to kill him, put him in the hospital. I don't know, like there were just so many things running through my mind, and I was like, the last thing that I need is for us to get taken away or my dad to go to jail.
Really, she had a lot of knowledge, or she had good perspective to know that that probably was the case, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I would blame any dad for crashing out, but that's why crashing out can be so detrimental. Because even though you want to, and that nigga deserves it, in the way the law sees things, nah, go to the police, not vigilante. And it's just like, you would throw everything away for that ego. It's an ego thing. Not that I'm saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. But
And I just didn't want to ruin anything. And my advice to you guys is to just talk about it and just tell someone, because it's gonna fuck you over in the long run. I have so much I have so much problems. I dealt with so much not talking to someone, and I'm gonna be 21 next month, and it just fucks you up. And I'm slowly getting better, but it still fucks you up. And you should just tell someone, talk to someone about it, and if it's happening to you, speak up about it, because if I told somebody about what was going on when I was getting molested, I would have never gotten raped. I know that because later, like now, I realize that's what they do. That's what rapists do. They test you, they touch you to see if you're gonna say something, and they add a little bit more. Like I said, by the time it just kept getting worse and worse and worse until it happened. So if this is something that's happening to you, speak up about it, because you can get raped at any moment. And you should not let somebody be touching you like that. And yeah, well, I didn't think I would cry again. Anyways, that's my advice to everyone. If you guys have any questions,
this happened 8 years ago. She said she was about to turn 21, so she'd be about 29 now. 29. Third? She ever make another video? The last time she made a video, I became a scraper during the. Oh man, bruh. All I'm simply gonna say is that we saw her break down. She was taken advantage of when she was 12 or something. I want you to understand that's why a lot of these women will be strippers. That's why they become the way. That's why they're okay with that. A lot of women who do sex work, stripping, OnlyFans, all that to begin with, they got touched up on. But it seems like, how did it go? Okay, she remade this and then she decided she YouTubed or was she looked like she was trying to be a little consistent. That video, I bet she doesn't even know that I bet this video picked up hella views way later. Cause 1.3 to 5.7 doesn't make any sense. This video just recently, and that's what's crazy. The video could just blow up randomly, but my comment section is making me so sad. Jeez. Like update. See, whoa, so the comment section was tearing her up. she stopped making videos. 2 years passed.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel.
Okay, Mexican tries Turkish snacks. And then yeah, she just never been consistent with it. There's no preview for this. Let's see what the other is. My life is
Welcome back
apart.
to
And this video
another
was
video.
3 years ago, so what I say? By now she would have been 30, so now she was 27.
So this is so awkward and like I'm not even sitting. You guys are stacked up on a bookshelf. Here, I'll show you this. Wait. Oh yeah. So favorite books. I just got this one for my birthday from my little brother. And then my nail lady gave me this for like Christmas. Hand cream. Anyways, bring you guys back to mine. You guys are getting a random, like, ooh, that my vanity looks a little dirty over there. You guys are gonna get a quick video from me. Why is the lighting sucky now? Does that help?
Definitely not backlight.
I think I just made that worse.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm hopping back on here. I don't have you guys
I think
set up anywhere. I just thought I'd turn on the camera because I was gonna get in a shower and I did my makeup today and I look kind of presentable. So I was like, why don't I just do a video? Because I told you guys that I was going to try to upload more. So, oh, first off, I want to say thank you to all of my supporters who were like, good for you for my last video, and were supporting me and were like encouraging me. I really do appreciate that. I honestly thought, I mean, I obviously mentally prepared myself, but I thought I was going to get so much backlash and like just people saying like negative things. And it just made me feel so good to know that like my supporters really support me and my journey and what I'm doing in life and not judge me. So I love you guys so much and I appreciate you. So a little bit of catching up to do. My life basically it's spiraling right now, and I quit my full-time job Monday. It is, oh, so yesterday, it's Tuesday, December 28th. And I just took an edible. Obviously, I'm like going through it right now, so I haven't been able to eat because I'm upset. But I was like, this edible is probably gonna make me want to eat food and it's gonna get me a good night's sleep. I just wanted to come up on here and tell you guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life, but I'm gonna go back to full-time dancing. I'm going to, I mean, I'm still.
Oh man, it's not like I'm not laughing at her. Just dead sounds funny.
In school, so obviously school, I'm doing that still. I already know what I want to do in life. Now I just need to set myself up to accomplish those things. And I definitely do want to travel this year. No joke, I'm traveling. I'm going to dance my way through every state, and it's just like an amazing job to be able to travel to different
Dancing isn't stripping, which will be successful for this woman. This woman is attractive.
states, and to be able to make money while you're doing it. So you're basically kind of like, it works. And you're, you know, hopefully, you know, I'll be making more money than I'm actually spending. But that's definitely a big thing for me. And I really want to be more consistent with you guys because I want to take you guys on, you know, different trips and different clubs and my experiences with the clubs. Yeah, I mean, I think I could take you guys on, I mean, maybe I could do like clips of the club that I work at. So I'm gonna be auditioning.
Yeah, she definitely got a new set of confidence to her, but you know, it's pretty crazy that everything went that way for her just to end up. Uh, they gonna make me be federal with this one.
Is it recording?
We're gonna check it out.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully it's recording.
No wham. Get the hell out of here. No wham is crazy. Need to hear her breakdown. And I was trying to give y'all a little treat, but yeah, that's crazy, man. But damn, you know, like, wishing that girl luck. Seriously, seriously. I appreciate her for that story. I want to update on like where she's at now. You know what I'm saying? Because in a very non-judgmental way, it just shows that like that those events, even though she was able to talk about it and move forward, but she held on to it for so long. That's why she ended up becoming a dancer. You know, that happened to a lot of these girls who end up stripping, dancing, whatever they want to call it. It's because they was touched, so they feel they don't feel comfortable. But it's like, is it really that crazy to let somebody look at me in that lustful way as I entertain it for money? It'll be well.